There is a tree I love to visit at the local arboretum. I think it's because she isn't afraid to take up space. She's stretching, reaching. She inspires me. So today I'm going to paint her. And as I do, I'll walk you through my process. This painting took me hours, so I've condensed it, but I left in some of the slower moments so you can really be in the process with me. Lately, I am starting a lot of my gouache paintings with a bright, warm underpainting. This is the first time I actually painted into it, but in wet with another color. I'm using this Art Graph pigment block in ochre to black out the tree shape versus the background. What is it about trees? This is one of my many tree portraits. Sometimes a certain tree just captivates me and captures my attention, makes me look a little longer, breathe a little deeper, and then I know that I want to preserve this moment of appreciating nature, this almost transcendent feeling of just witnessing the perfect dappled light. When you find a beautiful tree and the sunlight is hitting it just right, it's like, is there anything better in the whole world? I got this Raphael brush in France recently on the art retreat I was on and decided to use it for this painting. The other brush I've been using so far is a silver black velvet, size 12. I forgot to record, but I did some magenta, it's like magenta kind of value differentiation in the background. So there's like this oval tree to the left and background trees that I blocked in a little darker value. And then I started on the sky. For the sky, I'm using another supply I got in France, which is my Kuretake Gansai Tambai Cobalt Turquoise Light. And it's a perfect sky color. And then it's time for the highlights. I have not added any white to this painting so far. I like to start with a toned background, like a pink background, because it does get rid of the fear of the blank page. And even if I do cover up all the loose, cool, exciting stuff that happened with the yellow ochre pigment block, and the loose purple that was happening while I'm adding definition here, it loosens up my headspace so that I'm in more of a curious state. Like, let's see what happens. This doesn't have to be perfect. And as the first long form video I put online about my painting process, trust me, I had a lot of anxiety about this being perfect. And then I decided, this is meant to be an exploratory piece. It's meant to be fun and inspiring, and I hope it is. I am definitely pushing the boundaries here with my colors. And here I am deciding to start adding some leaves and a little more detail in the trees in the background and brighten up the grass, darken up the shadows, and then add a little more detail in the trunk that is closest to the viewer, the biggest trunk. Adding a layer of brighter and darker green in the vibrancy and the realism of the painting. I feel like it looked nice before, but lately this yellow lime green is like my anthem. I just can't get enough of it. It screams summer and happiness to me. And I just love the shadows of the tree on the ground. I'm using mostly Winsor & Newton gouache for this painting and a few other supplies that I got in France. I will put a complete material and supply list in the description below. Here I am doing a few more details and then some darker shapes, getting some shadows on the tree branches to give everything a little bit more depth. I just love all the holes and knobby spots on this tree. There's so much fun texture and interesting shapes to work with. This tree inspires me so much because I feel like there's grace in the way she stretches, keeping herself centered as she grows in multiple directions all at once, even though she's deeply rooted. And here I am with a gradient of dark to light greens, really thick gouache, practicing a few brush strokes with a small flat brush because the leaf shapes are always tricky for me. I don't know what it is. And it's a lot of stippling. I'm not sure I love this part, but it's necessary. I'm always afraid I'm going to mess something up, I think, putting the thick spots of leaves on. But also it's kind of liberating. It's like, whatever happens at this point is what happens. I don't remember who said this. I think an art teacher told me a long time ago that a painting is never really done. It just stops in interesting places. And if you've heard that quote before and you know where it came from, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you liked this painting, if you liked the painting before I add any green or blue, if you liked the painting when it was all warm tones, let me know when it was like at the halfway point, because it's always tricky. I really love unfinished looking paintings, but I struggle with that. I really love when you can still see like the thought process of the artist still happening and it's not all perfect, and see part of the sketchiness or part of the underlayer. So I have tried to preserve a little looseness and a little pink popping through here. I don't know. I don't know if it's done now. I don't know if it should have been done earlier, but painting is never finished. I think this is an interesting place to stop. I hope you've enjoyed my cozy little studio session. Thanks so much for being here now. I hope to see you later. Take care.